update after a warrant was issued for professional boxer Gervonta Davis.
He has been booked again in jail, facing charges in connection with the domestic violence incident. I want to go now to Local 10's Hannah Yushivi. She is live outside the jail right there in West Miami-Dade. Hannah, good afternoon.
Gervonta Davis woke up behind bars here today after Miami Gardens police officers arrested him yesterday. They had been searching for him for months, and according to police officers, he allegedly attacked one of his ex-girlfriends inside a strip club this past October. 31-year-old Gervonta Davis was arrested yesterday. Officers say the woman he allegedly attacked was his former partner and was working in the VIP section of a strip club when Davis grabbed her by the hair and throat, attempting to force her towards a parking lot. In a civil lawsuit, she's seeking $50,000 in damages, saying this was not the first time the professional boxer abused or threatened her. Police say for the woman, this was the incident that pushed her to finally come forward.
The victim reported sustaining minor injuries, including visible bruising to her left arm at the time the report was made, and she sought medical attention.
The woman told investigators their relationship had ended about a month before that incident happened. After months of investigation, Miami Gardens police officers, along with the help of the U.S. Marshals, arrested Davis yesterday evening at Miami's Design District, just as he was walking out of a store. This is not the first time Davis is arrested. This most recent video shows him bonding out of jail, surrounded by correctional officers, granting him some sort of special treatment nobody else, to our knowledge, has received at the jail after submitting bond. For this new crime, he's now facing these charges:
battery, false imprisonment, and attempted kidnapping.
Earlier today, Davis faced a judge.
Mr. Davis, you are ordered to stay away from the alleged victim. Also, no contact with the victim, either directly, indirectly, in person, in writing, by telephone, or through third parties.
This is this has to be a lesson to all, people, people who are athletes, people who are non-athletes, people who look up to athletes, and rappers. It doesn't matter. You can't go around doing stuff like this, because it doesn't matter how much money you have. At some point you'll be held to the extent of the law, and it sounds like they had a breakup, and then a month later he goes into her place of work, which they're saying she worked in VIP at a strip club, and tried to get her up out of there. So she was basically saying it wasn't the first time this has happened, and of course, Gervonta has a history of these type of things. So, I just really feel like at this point, he needs to seek help for it. Maybe he has some anger issues that's going on. I've seen a lot of people saying CTE and things like that, but a lot of that's not gonna fly when it comes to this type of stuff, and it's nothing really but a setback, man, or putting yourself in the news for all the wrong reasons. They took one of his belts away, which may not really mean anything to him, because for these boxers, once they accomplish that goal, and once they get those belts, it's just nothing more than a trophy at that point. It's really the feat of getting to the championship, or getting the championship, defending the championship. That's the thing, and having a great record, professional record. But this isn't the way that you're supposed to act as far as a man, no matter how much money you have, whether you're poor or whether you're well off. You can't just go around assaulting people. Definitely don't want to go around assaulting women. And hopefully this is a lesson, man. How many strikes are you going to get until you're thrown out or called out? How many strikes do you think you'll receive before you're just not able to bail out, or you do something that you can't really come back from, you know. So, and everyone doesn't know like the whole parameters of their relationship or all their conversations and stuff like that. But as you just heard, you know, this judge say, you know, he shouldn't have any contact with her by any means necessary, you know, by any means. There should be no contact with this victim or the person that's accusing him. And, um, you know, my best advice is just move on, man. I mean, you know, it's crazy how some people have a name and it kind of means something to everybody else but themselves. You know, it's just like, you know, you're Gervonta Davis, man. You're, you know, an undisputed champion, and you know, you fought some real big fights, and you came out on top. And it's just like, you know, why continue to try to make someone deal with you or try to deal with someone who doesn't want to deal with you? You know, you should have other options. You know, I mean, the end of the day, you know, life has to continue on. A lot of times, as you know, it's easy to sit here and say that from this perspective of looking into their situation and doing reaction to this whole thing, but it's the truth. You know, life goes on, man, and it's not. I mean, that's not the only woman in the world, you know, but for you to go in and try to do anything physical to her as you've been accused of. And of course, man, I've seen videos of Gervonta yanking girls up and stuff like that in public. So, you know, you just gotta think, man, if that kind of thing happens in public, just imagine what actually goes on behind closed doors. I mean, if anyone goes on to X or any of the social medias and just types it in, you're definitely gonna find those videos. And he's Gervonta Davis, so people are going to definitely put those videos out. As soon as he walks into a place, the cameras are up and they're on him, you know. So you gotta have better awareness than this, man. You gotta have better discipline than this, you know, especially being a professional athlete. Again, you have a lot of people that look up to you. You know, you have a lot of people who work for you or depend on you as far as employing them. And you know, you got to set better examples. It's as simple as that. And again, like I've seen everyone say CTE and all this and that, but you know, it's really no excuse for this type of behavior. Um, and again, I think he more than likely just needs to try to seek some type of professional help. May not necessarily be therapy or anything like that, but you know, take some type of anger management classes. You know, find someone that he can talk to, because you know it seems like, you know, once you get a lot of money or you put yourself into a position of abundance, you know, your circle definitely should be small, but you also don't have too many people that you can go and talk to and get things off your chest. So I think that's more so what he needs to really work on is trying to, you know, be around people who lend him a ear, and you know, get stuff off his chest versus expressing it outwardly and violently towards other people. Let's see if they have any more on this clip here.
Do you understand the stay away order, sir?
Yes.
We're expecting the professional boxer to bond out of jail any moment now. He's set to pay $8,500. That judge also telling him that he can't go back to that strip club where this incident happened. That's the very latest from TGK in West Miami-Dade. Hannah Yashivi, Local 10 News.
And you know, not to shit on the girl or anything, but I mean, she's choosing to live her life how she want to live her life. You know, you may not agree with her profession or what she wants to do, but at the end of the day, she's an individual and she can choose to do whatever she wants to do. You know, so again, you know, I've been in situations like that where this person I'm dealing with, I didn't like necessarily what they were doing or who they was around. And one thing I had to realize is it's just better for me to distance myself and, you know, put myself in another position or another situation versus sitting here trying to change someone and try to make someone do what I want them to do. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna do what they want to do because they have the right to and they can. And you know, a lot of guys have this mindset that they run people and they can run situations, and this is how they get themselves into this type of trouble, and you know it's just never good. Of course, everybody's not perfect, man. Nobody's perfect, but you also have the ability to make better decisions for yourself, and you got kids and stuff like that. I mean, is this the type of stuff that you want your kids to look up one day and see? um I don't think so. But we'll see what becomes of this. Of course, he's gonna be able to bond himself out and things of that nature. That's never the issue as far as the whole money thing. The issue is, man, making sure that you have some type of discipline, to yourself, to where you're not putting yourself in these positions. But we'll see what becomes of this whole situation. We'll go ahead and wrap this up. If you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This is Justin Paul. Peace.